Today we are going to learn figure of speech, I mean alankar. Okay, what a figure of speech is, how many figures of speech are there. Okay, and I have prepared this entire exercise in a lucid manner and painstakingly, so that it becomes as easy as ABC for you. Okay, as easy as ABC. Now it is also a rhetorical device. Okay, means bahut asan. Clear? So let us first try to understand, try to define what a figure of speech is. Okay, figure of speech is a literary device, is a poetical device which is used to arouse the interest of the learners. Okay, to create vivid impression. Okay, and to make a language more effective. So you can say figure of speech is used to break the monotony of a language. Now, so many figures of speech are there, about 20 or more than 20, but some of them are important. Nowadays, the writers, most of them are not using figures of speech, okay, like used by Charles Dickens or Shakespeare. Okay, so first of all, let us see why the use of this figure of speech. You must have, visited a banquet. Nowadays, all the items of the food are garnished. Just as a food is garnished to whet your appetite. Okay. Similarly, language is also garnished. Okay, sprinkled with figures of speech to make it more effective. Okay, so first of all, let us see what alliteration is. Alliteration, as you see, is called anupras alankar, and I have tried to give some real life examples to explain it. Let us first see some sentences. Those who say that Rama or Lord Rama is a figment of our imagination, they are fools of the first order. Figment of imagination, fools of the first order. But make the sentence complete. Those who believe that Lord Rama is a figment of our imagination are the fools of the first order. Okay, clear? So you see, here the letter F has been used, repeatedly in many words. Some other examples also. Garima. Hi Garima. This grey gown goes well on you. In this example, you see how the letter G has been repeatedly used as the initial consonant letter, in many words. Hi Garima, this grey gown goes well on you. 3 or 4 words may be there, starting with the initial consonant letter. Okay. One more example. Ruffians and rowdies are ruling the roost in Delhi. You hear of so many, crime stories nowadays, and it comes to your mind, oh, what Delhi has become. So ruffians and rowdies have, almost, established their rule in our national capital. So a figurative example can be used here. Rowdies and ruffians are ruling the roost, okay, in the capital city. Clear? Now, in the context of, Bihar, you must have heard of the Hush tragedy. A very salient example of this alliteration. Demon's drink, wine is also called demon's drink, if it is intoxicating, if it may kill some people. So demon's drink has devastated many dwellings. Dwellings means रहने की जगह. Demon's drink has devastated many dwellings, okay, of the drunkards, okay, and turned them into destitutes. Okay, clear? मीन्स शराब ने बहुत सारे घरों को, बहुत सारे शराबियों के घरों को बर्बाद कर दिया है और उन्हें डेस्टिट्यूट मीन्स अभावग्रस्त बना दिया है. क्लियर? अष्टादश पुराणेषु व्यास्यस्य वचनं द्वयं परोपकाराय पुण्याय पापाय परपीडनम. Okay, what a beautiful example of alliteration and how using the letter P, okay, the poet has composed it. Okay, so we have learned, and we have almost understood what alliteration is. Clear? Now euphemism. Euphemism means prayokti, priya ukti or prayokti. Sometimes we have to say something unpleasant. Okay, for example, he died. Okay, Bapu died on 30th of January 1948, but it sounds curt, it doesn't sound decent. So when we have to say something unpleasant, we try to say it in a less unpleasant manner, less offensive manner. So in that case, the figure of speech is used, is called euphemism. Clear? For example, I am old, but I may get hurt if someone bluntly calls me old man. No, and I would prefer to be called senior citizen. Okay, so the senior citizen or senior, is a good example how euphemism can be used. Okay, similarly, may I go to toilet? No. May I go to washroom? Is there any washroom here? Clear? So toilet can be replaced by washroom. Similarly, when you have to say to someone, you are lying, you are lying. Oh, don't say like this. You may say, you are telling a fairy tale. Okay, it also conveys the same meaning, but it is a better example of saying. Otherwise, the person opposite you may get offended. Okay, so there are so many examples of prayokti. I mean, if your head is reeling, you are feeling dizzy, and you feel like saying, I may vomit, it would not be, decent to use this expression. Okay, better say, I may throw up. Throw up is used for vomiting. Okay, throw up. Similarly, if he or she is looking fat, he looks fat, she looks fat, it also sounds, a curt. It also sounds offensive. So better say, he looks well fed. Okay, for a fat person, you can use this word well fed. And similarly, okay, if someone is disabled, okay, don't use the word disabled for him or her. Okay, say physically challenged. And even the government, has replaced the word disabled with this physically challenged. He went to his heavenly abode. Bapu went to his heavenly abode. Bapu merged with the infinity and Bapu left his mortal coil. Okay, so many ways are there to say. So I hope you have understood what prayokti or euphemism is. Okay. Now, simile means upama. Okay. Sometimes you may have seen sentences using as or like to show some similarity between two objects. So simile is a figure of a speech which is used to show comparison between two objects. Okay, and here as or like is used to show the comparison. For example, Rohit Sharma is as cool as a cucumber. Clear? He's very cool. Okay, he's so adorable, our cricketer Rohit Sharma. And similarly, you can say he is as brave. He is brave like a lion. He is brave like a lion. Okay, you are describing the bravery of a soldier. You can say he is brave like a lion. Clear? So this is called simile. In simile, use of as or like is quite clear. Okay, so many examples of simile are there. For example, you have heard of some heroes and some heroines. They are haughty. I mean, they are arrogant. Some of them, not all. So as proud as a peacock. He is as proud as a peacock. Okay, that particular politician is as proud as a peacock. Okay, means arrogant. Okay, and we have recently witnessed that heroine has now she is no longer a heroine. Okay, she is in politics and she has shown arrogance. Okay, in the house. So you can say she is as proud as a peacock. And some amusing examples. If you are a movie buff, particularly Hindi movie buff, you must have listened to songs. चांद सी महबूबा हो मेरी, कब ऐसा मैंने सोचा था. चांद सी महबूबा. Comparison is being made between Chand and the beloved. Okay. So Chand si महबूबा. Here the Hindi word si means की तरह, चांद की तरह. चेहरा है जैसे झील में हंसता हुआ कमल. चेहरा है जैसे. Okay, and then हंसता हुआ कमल, laughing lotus, is being likened to her face, or her face is being likened to a lotus in bloom. Okay, just to show beauty. Okay, so these are examples of simile. झील सी गहरी आँखें, again. So these are some examples taken from some Hindi songs. Clear? Now coming to metaphor. Simile and metaphor are sometimes confused with each other. But metaphor is a little different from simile. Okay? In metaphor, comparison is there between two objects to show similarity. Okay? But while making this comparison, we do not use the words, as or like. Such words are not needed, okay? Because the comparison is quite clear, even without using these words, okay? For example, Premchand is Tolstoy of India. Now, one thing is very remarkable. When you say Premchand is regarded as the Tolstoy of India, it is a simile because the word as has been used here. But Premchand is here a famous literary character, literary personality. So Premchand is Tolstoy of India. When you say the comparison is obvious. And as or like words are not required. For example, Einstein was a night owl. Okay, Einstein was a night owl. Einstein was not a bird, but when we say night owl, it means someone who stays, stays up late at night. Okay, he or she. An early bird catches the worm. It means if you rise early in the morning, there is likelihood that you will get, better opportunities. You will get more opportunities if you are wakeful. So here the word early bird means, someone who is wakeful. So it is a metaphor. Clear? So many examples of metaphor are there. For example, Nadir. Would you like to be called Nadir? No, it's a bad example. Crime has touched its Nadir in Delhi. Means Delhi, crime is rampant in Delhi. Okay? Nobody would like to be called Hitler. Hitler means someone who is cruel. Okay? Someone who is intolerant. Someone who believes, in ethnic cleansing. Okay? So nobody likes to be called Hitler. So Nadir, Hitler, Iron Lady. These are all examples of metaphor. Samudragupta is regarded, Samudragupta is Napoleon of India. Okay? Samudragupta is Napoleon of India. Here the word Napoleon is metaphor. Clear? And he is Bismarck of India. Clear? Here the word Bismarck is metaphor. And frogs are everywhere in all the political parties. What does it mean? All the political parties are facing the problem of party hoppers. So you have seen how amusing are these examples. Now again coming to some Hindi songs. O माझी रे अपना किनारा नदिया की धारा है. Okay. Here the word माझी means sailor who will sail you across the turbulent river. Okay. Who will take you to the other shore. Okay. Someone who will take you to the other shore safely means माझी. माझी means someone who helps you, cross a river. Clear? तुझे सूरज कहूँ या चंदा, तुझे दीप कहूँ या तारा, मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन जग में मेरा राज दुलारा. Here सूरज, चंदा, deep, tara, these words have been used as, metaphor. And, while quoting this song, O Madhire, Apna Kinara, Nadiya ki dhara hai. Okay, I was reading some article. When this song was, being recorded, okay, Kishore Kumar sang it, When this song was being recorded, by Kishore Da, tears had welled up in the eyes of, people who were present there. How moving is the song and how beautifully, some metaphors have been used, in this situational song, in this philosophical song. Okay. Sama kahe parwane se pare chala ja. Sama and parwana, lover and beloved. Clear? So, one more example I would happily, quote here. Uddalak Mukherjee has, authored a book, Where the Grass is White. And in this book, in this novel, he has, written, when the grass of Kasful comes into bloom, boundaries become irrelevant. When the grass of Kasful, comes into bloom, here Kasful symbolizes our democracy. When democracy is mature, when democracy has come into bloom, boundaries become, irrelevant. So this is also, a very interesting example of metaphor. And now, personification. Trees are dancing, wind is howling, and street lamps are winking. Okay, these are all examples of personification. In personification, you take an object which is not human, but you give human qualities to this object. Okay, for example, चांद आहें भरेगा. इज इट पॉसिबल? कैसे आह भर सकता है? चांद आहें भरेगा, फूल दिल थाम लेंगे. फूलों के पास कहाँ दिल है? लेकिन these words have been used here as personification. Okay, चांद आहें भरेगा, like human being. फूल दिल थाम लेंगे, like human being. Okay, time flies, but memory stays. Time cannot fly, you see, but time flies. Now coming to oxymoron. Okay, oxy and moron. This oxymoron itself, shows two contradictory, parts. One is oxys, and other is moros. Okay, these two words have combined to make this word oxymoron. One, oxys means sharp and moros means dull. Okay, sharpness and dullness in the same word. Okay, for example, open secret, clear, pretty ugly, real fake, deafening silence, and some amusing examples also from our Bollywood. हंसते जख्म, शरीफ बदमाश, प्यासी नदी, ओरिजिनल कॉपी, ओल्ड न्यूज, सिविल वार. These are very interesting examples of oxymorons. So oxymorons are generally used to show humor, irony, satire, sarcasm, etc. And Shakespeare, it is said about him that Shakespeare and Charles Dickens, they sprinkled their literary works with figures of speech, all types of figures of speech. Costly simplicity. It is said about Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi, that his simplicity was very costly. So costly simplicity. So these are some examples of oxymoron. So in this way we have seen some examples of these figures of speech, and I hope this session has cut ice with you. You have liked it, so do send your feedback to me. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to your very own Gyan Garden.